March was your best month in 6 months. Then April came, ran the same creatives, same budget, same campaign, but your results got half. So you went in, did some changes, added more budgets, moved around with creatives and campaigns. But somehow in the May month, your result is zero, and it's probably the worst month you have seen. So why is it all happening? Some months are great, some months are bad. Why all these randomness when everything at the back end you are doing is exactly the same? The inconsistency you are experiencing is usually not random at all. The instability has a source, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 specific reasons it happens and the one rule that will stabilize your campaigns in the next 14 days. And once you understand this, you stop fighting the algorithm and start working with it. And most meta ads advice people still follow today was built for a version of meta that no longer exists. And like a few years ago, you were the targeting system. You stacked interest, layered demographics, excluded behaviors, built complicated audiences. You manually told Meta, find me these audiences, and Meta usually delivered impressions. But modern Meta works completely differently because today's Meta depends upon their own machine learning and AI technologies, which is far more superior in targeting and optimization automatically. And here's the major shift most coaches still haven't been able to adapt. Meta now relies heavily on signals, not just audience signals, creative signals, conversion signals, behavior signals, engagement signals, and purchase signals. The platform is constantly trying to answer one question: who is the person who is most possible to complete this action that the advertiser is asking for? And to figure that out, Meta studies who engages, who clicks, who watches, who converts, what types of messaging works, what emotional pattern exists, what creative styles pull attention, and what sequence of interactions eventually leads to a sale, which means it completely sees the picture and not just some elements of it. And this also means your creative is the new targeting that you need to be aware of. Your creative now influences far more than the most advertiser realize. The words, the visuals, the hooks, the emotional framing, all the scenarios being described, all of those become signals Meta learns from. And this is why two advertisers who target the same audience get completely different results, because Meta isn't just reading audience settings anymore, it's reading response patterns. And this is why big creative can no longer be saved by clever targeting. The creative itself has become part of targeting engine. But here's the part nobody talks about. Meta is no longer delivering ads, it is building prediction models. From the moment the campaign goes live, it starts to predict who converts, who doesn't convert, how long the buying journey takes, what creatives generate intent, which users need multiple touch points, and what sequence of ads should it show to a user, so that a completely cold customer can take the action that you want them to take and become the leads and sale that you desire. So this is incredibly important to understand, because most coaches think Meta works like this. Once you see an ad, person sees an ad, person clicks on the ad, person buys. Simple. But most businesses today, that's not exactly it is happening. Because think about it, there are many creatives different person takes different time. So one creative is not possible to convert all of them. So what is actually happening is someone sees one ad on Monday, watches another on Wednesday, visits your page on Friday, sees a testimonial ad on Saturday, and then converts on Sunday. Monday ad gives them curiosity, Wednesday educates them, Saturday one testimonials which entice them, yes, this has results, so I can take it. Then the retargeting ads converts it. But when you see this exact same thing in the dashboard, Meta gives the credit to the Sunday ad, and you are left saying, yeah, Sunday ad must have brought me the most result. But in actual, all those previous ads together formed this case that you got the conversion. You start looking at ads manager and thinking, this ad got conversion, this ad didn't. But Meta may actually be using both the ads together. So instead of actually, the next step would be, I should actually go and close the creatives which is not ROX heavy. Like one has brought 5x ROX, another has brought 1.2x. So I should close 1.2x and put all my money on 5x ROS creative. But that will actually tank your results. What is happening is Meta using both together. One ad is creating curiosity, another is building trust, another is handling objection, another is converting. Some are closures, some are educators, some are triggering emotional pointers in there. Some are creating intent in the audience, and they accident. And if you close the creatives with less ROS, you accidentally create the conversion system that you have built for yourself, and you are back to square one, where you are still struggling to get results. That's why this is why attribution becomes extremely important, because attribution shapes how you interpret performance, and many advertisers are still optimizing from incompletely attribution. For example, a lot of accounts rely heavily on one-day view attribution. Now, here's the problem with that one-day view issue is that they focus upon more on lower level of targeting. View level attribution naturally favors retargeting ads, bottom of the funnel creatives, conversion focused, urgency ads, testimonials ads. Why? Because those ads are often the closest to convergence, and Meta wants to showcase, yes, these are the audience who, most importantly, maybe from your social media or emails, would naturally convert. But since these are low hanging fruits, so one day attribution brings to his audience, and Meta takes credit, they have brought in the results. So, but the ad that originally got their attention, create desire, builds curiosity, educated the buyer, unemotionally connected first, may receive less visible credit, as you can see. So advertisers look at the dashboard and think, this educational ad, like I said, this educational ad brought you weak ROS and high CPA, so I should close it. Not enough conversion, so let's close it and bring in the results. But suddenly the results tank, and all this goes away, because it's called, the warming ad was the assisting creative. It was warming the audience earlier in the buying journey. The retargeting ad looked strong, partly because the earlier creative created demand first. Meta understood that relationship, the advertisers did. This is why looking only at the last touch style outcomes can become dangerous. And that's why I love to use 7-day click attribution and not use one-day view attribution, because this way you start seeing results, you start seeing the clicks, which actually has brought intentful users. Users through educational ad has shown intent first, so you will be actually able to identify if this ad has actually brought in the intent. Bhale wo result, it didn't give the result that you desire, but this has brought in the clicks, so I should keep it running because it is feeding my other system. So now you are not thinking in this direction which ad got the sale, but you are thinking which ad moved the customer to the customer journey, and that becomes a completely different question, and you are optimizing in a better fashion in this way. Now, once advertisers misunderstood attribution, they usually make a second mistake after. You might be doing the same. They start optimizing emotionally, and this is where instability explodes. This Monday you are getting great CPL, with less budget you are getting more leads. Then Tuesday you see there is spike of budget, your conversion is less. You wait, let's see what method does on Wednesday. Wednesday again you see that the result spend is more, but results are not there. So what you did, you go in there, change everything, and suddenly you are thinking, now I need to change it, I need to reset the learning phase so that I start seeing the results like I did in one day. But one bad day is not equal to broken campaign. So you don't need to panic and duplicate and start emergency test, because Meta does not distribute performance day by day. They some days gather the data, some days they gather data, some days explore new pockets of bias, some days they see and find the buyers who actually resonate with it. Then they go to a different vector, I would say, or different space, and see if they are resonating with it. So that's why the cost CPL increases in those particular days, and some they warm the audiences. So that's why you can see fluctuation, and not exactly you can predict what will happen on a daily basis. But the predictability comes on a longer 7-day basis, because Meta system is constantly balancing exploitation and exploration, meaning they are testing new opportunities for getting in new buyers, new audiences, while simultaneously trying to preserve stable delivery. And when you as an advertiser interrupts this campaign daily, you interrupt that optimization process fully. Now to be clear, not every reset that you do goes back to the learning phase, but frequent changes absolutely can destabilize delivery, reduce optimization confidence, interrupt data patterns, and force Meta to readjust distribution, resulting in you get less result as you move on. So don't touch your campaign every once in a while. Just make sure you are actually not stopping it, because the system may be still calibrating. The emotional optimization interrupted the process halfway through. That's why judging campaigns from isolated daily swings becomes dangerous. Single day volatility is normal. Most campaigns should be judged over broader windows, 3 days, 7 days, 5 days, because sometimes longer depending upon the conversion volume. Like if you have high ticket product you are selling through ads or getting call booking, so their conversion value might get more higher than 5 to 7 days. So you need to be aware ki how long does it take to actually convert an audience. So be aware of that. Not just yesterday result was bad, so everything's broken and you start moving things around. You need to aware ki you don't have to do this at all. But now comes the other side of this equation. When I say this, you feel ki if that's the case, I will not touch the ads campaign ever. I will just run it, and if my overall campaign is not bringing me result, I will close it. Then I will start from scratch. But if you completely do that, you will again struggle, because that's not the lesson. Sometimes performance really is declining, and one of the biggest reasons the real performance is declining is because of signal deteriorating. So what does this mean about signal deterioration? This is where modern meta gets misunderstood again. Meta's AI is only as intelligent as the signals you feed it. If your account is generating low quality leads, if your pixel is not set up correctly, if your campaign conversion API is not set up properly, you will get low quality leads, weak landing page engagements, poor conversion rates, bad customer feedback, broken targeting, weak offer market fit. All these factors come under this Meta's AI, and Meta understood that this pages is not converting well, so they don't show your audience, don't show this to your better audience. Hence the performance lacks. So your focus should not to give these weak signals, but actually first create a market fit product, then optimize your landing page so that it's being in the results consistently, has a standard conversion rate, so that you get best results from Meta and not the wrong people are joining is. Because when the real issue is the system is learning from weak signals, and when they learn from weak signals, you scale to wrong audiences, and you are worried now how will I make money from that. So remember, cheap leads that never buy, people opting in accidentally, all these are destroying your campaigns. Like for recently I launched a engaged campaign. I was not aware that these are not to be ran earlier. So I ran the awareness engaged campaigns. What happened? I got some bot leads or someone who didn't spend only 1 to 2 seconds on the page, and they completely destroyed my pixel, and the results tanked completely. Like I was getting results in 1,000 rupees for one free ad. So that's what these campaign does, and you don't need to do this. So you need to make sure you have a better targeting, better offers, better conversion rates, and better creative quality when you set up the meta pixel and conversion KPI, and see what exactly is happening there. At start of this video, I told you meta ads are not random, and now you can exactly see why I'm saying that. Meta is no longer rewarding the advertiser who makes the most changes. It rewards the advertiser who feeds the system with the clearest signal. From the moment your campaign goes live, Meta start building prediction models around who converts, what messaging works, what creative patterns drive intent, how long conversion journey takes, and what sequence moves people towards action. And when advertisers optimize from incomplete attribution, kill assist creatives, react emotionally to daily volatility, interrupt learning too aggressively, and feed the system weak conversion signals, performance become unstable, not because the algorithm is random, but because the machine keeps getting conflicting information. That's why you are seeing some days are good, some months are bad. That's the reason. So here's your rule for the next 14 days that will actually get you right in the track. Stop making emotional day-to-day optimization decisions. Study broader patterns. Look at attribution more intelligently. Improve signal quality and focus less on controlling every movement inside ads manager and more on feeding better inputs, better signals to Meta. Because once you understand that creative is the new input, you stop asking how do I beat algorithm and start asking what signals am I feeding in it. And when you ask the right question, how do I create the creatives that actually gives the right signal, you start winning. But still there is a confusion, right? How to create this creatives that brings in better signals. Go and watch this next video, which will exactly know how you can create the creatives that will you the best result, the quality results that you have